Hi guys. Just a quick couple stories from the port. Um, in the early '90s, late '80s, there was an individual serviceman who was actually charged with violent crime down in Tijuana. So apparently, he was crossing the axle, the channel, and it's pretty long way, pretty long bridge with a couple of how do you say that? Those turnarounds, with the walkway. He just kind of like goes around in circles. So apparently, he committed a violent crime, and he was actually apprehended there and taken into custody and charged with it. He was active duty, and he must have had permission, written permission to be down there, or they took care of him. His command took care of him because for many years they actually fed him on a daily basis. They would take a couple of meals every day and check on his welfare. So he had medical, dental. He had meals paid, and they were delivered by the shore patrol. And if you needed to see a medic, they would take a medic or actual corpsman, a dentist, in every type of situation that a serviceman would have an active duty for benefits. He still had them, so he uh, he was taken care of. But it was on a daily basis. They would have to cross with the actual government vehicle with federal license plates, no weapons, just a billy club, and do their thing and cross back. But they would not wait the actual long wait. They would actually be assigned an actual a closed lane. They would just drive up and then we'd open them and they would continue their business. But like I said, it was a doubt if he had actually did the crime. And down in down in San Diego, that was one of the main reasons that the commander of the actual Navy base, specifically, he had to make a decision to actually prevent his actual troops to actually cross down to Tijuana because Tijuana's 18 and up to drink, 18 and over, and he was having actually quite a bit of bad situations down there with sailors, with Marines, Army, anybody, you know what I mean? Because you still fall under the command if you're on leave, if you're from a different branch. So what he would actually put restrictions down on the no visit areas around the actual base, and he actually had to actually make traveling down there to go party uh, no longer a privilege anymore. Every weekend, all the shore patrol would actually have to be there physically to uh, to handle the drunks. Basically handle drunks and throw them in a van and wait for them to actually sober up, and then they'd have to see the old man, so they get some kind of punishment, and they just got not tired of it, but it was just unwanted um, attention. And that actually, I don't know if it was a written rule or if it was just an understanding, but I actually had a couple of friends who actually were stationed there out of high school at that base, and they let us know if you had a military ID and you were over 18, they wouldn't even question going to go get alcohol on base. And like I said, I don't know if it was a written rule or just an understanding, just to keep the actual troops on base so they wouldn't leave if they really wanted to drink. And we would go up to the actual to the liquor store actually on base because I had a military ID, guys. I had a reserve one, so through my stint, my short stint through there. So at 18, we were buying kegs and driving off base with no problem. So that That happened a lot. But so as time went by, he would actually put more focus on the recreational side. And we meant recreational. It would go directly towards clubs. It'd be like a country club or a hip hop club on his base, so that the troops wouldn't be would have somewhere to go. They wouldn't have to go all the way to TG to actually party. So that actually happened. And it also happened at Fort Irwin. At Fort Irwin, they actually, I think it was like a 2 or 3 uh, story, kind of like a club, and then the other one was like a sports bar. And to prevent the troops from actually leaving base and getting intoxicated and getting into DUI accidents, because it was a very dangerous road to get from actual Barstow to Fort Irwin. There would be actual time frames where you could not actually travel them roads. And these clubs are modern. I mean, like modern, like you would see on the strip, And that's just one of the actual deterrents that the commanders had to go to, actually to that extent, to prevent the troops from getting into trouble out in the civilian roads. So that's just a quick one there. I hope you guys like. Subscribe. Thanks.